Okay, for all students, you can see the screen, right? You see the some written text. Okay. Yeah, for those who just joined, don't worry. I will show you the QR code later. But now I will start the course first. Okay. Okay. I will start course. Yesterday, uh, we have um, not discussed. I'm asking a question. What's the building blocks of math, right? Uh, can you hear my voice clearly, or I need to use microphone? Uh, let me check. Check, check, check. This better or better? Okay. Okay. So, what's the building blocks of math? Okay. But before we are going um, into more details, I will just give you um, an illustrations. Okay. So if you think of any matter, okay, any material, uh, so if I ask questions, what is the building blocks of matter? Like you have molecules, particles. What is the really that something that makes matter is matter? Anyone can guess? I think that's pretty basic, right? No? I think in chemistry you have learned, maybe in physics also. Yeah, at the very beginning you have known about atoms, right? What is atom? Anyone know? What does it mean? Hmm? Don't be shy. Make up, make up. Yeah. Okay. So, literally, if you are looking at the words atoms, A as in symmetric, asymmetric. So A means it's not, right? It's not. And Tom is cut. So actually, atom is it cannot be divided or cut. Okay. So this is from I think Greek. Okay. I think Greek. Uh, so at the very beginning, when a scientist discover an atom, they thought that okay, this is the tiniest thing that make up matter. We cannot cut it. We cannot divide this atom. But eventually, what? I think this is in 20s, 30s, right? And then Einstein and several scientists, they figure out there's something inside the atom. Okay? So you have yeah, and more of them. And you have like this electron, right? You have the electron. But is that it? Well, the recent one, actually the electron, you can actually find something there. Um, maybe you have heard like quarks, right? Leptons. What else? The boson, right? The high bosons particle. But of course, we will not dive into this all stuffs. But what I want to show you is matter is built by something, okay, like building blocks for atoms. So now, math. What is the building blocks of math? I want you to say it. I have somewhat pretty confident that you will say the same thing, maybe, okay? Maybe the same thing. So in 3, 2, 1, what is the building of block of math? Yeah, numbers. Any guess? Huh? Logic. Okay. Any words, that's fine. Okay. Okay, I will check the online student. Anyone can guess what is the building blocks of math? You can type your answer in the chat box. Okay, numbers. Anything else? Online students, you can type in any answer you want. I assure you, we will going back maybe when you are still a toddler. Just a review why we are doing this. Okay, so I will move to the next slide. Okay, I will recap your answers. Numbers, logic, and then what else? There, I think one more. Huh? Equations. Who said equation? Okay, equation. Okay. Hmm. Uh, most of audience usually they will say numbers because when you think of math, you think of how to count, how to add, how to subtract, right? But that's not all true. Okay. For example, 1 plus 2 is 3, right? But if I have 1 apple and 2 orange, is that 3? No, right? No, right? Okay. So let's say we'll draw an apple here. Sorry, it will be like a really basic, but I assure you this will help you to know why you are doing all of this. And this is the orange. So imagine you have, when you say 3, even though you can see this is the difference, okay? This is apple, okay? This is orange, but they have something in common, right? They have value, the same in common. And you can see in your bare eye, 1, 2, 3, you can count them, right? You have 3 apples, you have 3 orange, and you say the common value for both of those things is 3, okay? Number 3. So you establish what? I would say this is some rules here. This is a sets, okay? Sets of 3. So actually, math. So math, in a simple way, it is a set of things. We are started from numbers. Okay. Let's take a look at numbers. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So we start from very basic the natural number, the number that you can really count. And then we have the integers. You put in the -1, and then you have the quotient, the rational. You have the rational number, and then you have the real number here, okay? And then you have the complex. So the real number, you include, aside from the rational is this fraction, like a 1.37 over 11, something like that. And irrational, why it's called irrational? Anyone know? Why it is called irrational number? Irrational. So this part, okay, this part here, or this part, okay, especially this part, is called irrational number. Especially that part, irrational number. Do you know why it's called irrational? Yeah, yeah. All like beyond, yeah, like you can write the number behind the decimals, like there's no limit, right? Right. So you can also imagine, like when you say you are being irrational, you are not making any sense. If you see like number like e or pi, it has, if you type in maybe in your computer or your calculator, it will not stop. It depends on your calculator computational limit, actually. But I think if you see in the computer, you will see like real lot of numbers there. Okay. That's irrational. And then we keep all this irrational in the same group in a real number. Okay. And then we have this complex. Okay. We have complex here. This is the symbols of complex. So natural, integers, quotient, a real number, and a complex number. So complex number is a number that is not there. So you have a set of real, both rational, irrational are there, but there is a set of number that is not actually there. Yeah, that's a simple way to explain that. But I will tell you later about the complex number, but yeah, in the few sections. But anyway, that's numbers. Okay, so you have a set of numbers. You have a set of definition. Okay, so if you say numbers, it's true, but it's not all true. You need to say that every number has a set of group, right? When you say 2 plus 3 is 5. It's easy to imagine you have 2 apples, 3 apples, it's become 5, right? And then it can also easy to imagine if you have those 5 and you take 3. It's 2 left, right? It's 2 apples. So based on your introduction before about the set of number, now you have rules for adding and subtracting, right? Okay, it's pretty basic, but just keep focused. And then I have 5 apples. I subtracted 5. So I have 5, I take 5. You see no apples, right? And you develop the 0 number, which is, I think, developed the first time in India, I think. If not mistaken, India, but you can check that. And then, what if 5 subtracting by 6? So you add some some imaginary apple that you cannot see there. It's the negative parts. And then you define -1, right? The way you see this 5 minus 6 is if you have 6 apples, you minus 5 or you minus 1, it becomes 5. That's how you develop the negative part. Okay? Okay, now you have the addition, subtraction, right? Wait a minute. Okay, okay. Good. Good. Okay. I need to know about what do you think about multiplication and division? The symbols usually this, usually division is this. Right, multiplication is blah 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 blah. Division is blah 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 blah. Can you define what is multiplication is? You remember 2 multiplied by 2, it's 4. But what is 2 multiplied by 2? Yes. Correct. It's repeated adding or repetition when you add. Okay. So for example, you have 3. What does it mean? So you have 3 times 5. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Right? Okay. It's a review your whole experience when you I think still elementary, yeah. And division. What is division? Yeah, minus. Correct. So division is repeated subtracting. Professor, where we are going now? Okay, don't worry. If I have 21 divided by 3, this means 21. I will minus 3 until it became 0. Okay. So I didn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, right? Yeah. You have 7 times. Okay. Let's try. You know now multiplication, division. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. How about 1 divided by 0? Based on our definition, this is 1 minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, minus 0. Oh, it's keep going and endless, right? So it seems this. Who's agree with me? Or it's not me, but who's agree that 1 over 0 is infinity? Raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Confused, right? Is this professor being tricky? I know a lot of students, they have like exam and then they saw the like it's too easy, so they being like, is this professor being tricky? Okay. So another way to see, okay, So let me consider, okay. So you want to divide 1 by 0. But let me consider 1 divided by 1. Okay. It's easy, right? It's only 1. And then try to divide this. It's divide this 100, right? Divide again, and then maybe how many zero is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Okay. Okay. So it seems same conclusion. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Online students, type in if you have any uh, any comments. Do you agree that 1/0 is infinity? Agree or not? Type in your chat box. Agree? Do you agree? Okay, one yes. Agree. Yes, agree. Oh, one comment, spoiler comment. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay, if I have, it's 1 by 1, right? I can make 2, right? How about this? It's become twice as the left one, right? How about this? And then on, and then, whoa. So if this is infinity, so 1. We broke the rule of math. Wow. What is happening here? Our conclusion is, I think, pretty conclusive, right? Aha. Because, okay, I can also approach, okay, the same thing from here, from the negative parts. If I have this negative and take all the way down to like more and more 0, then I will have like a semi-conclusion. This will become here. So we have 2, right? And that's when you need to come up with the conclusion. Oh, it's not defined. So if you type in your calculator 1/0 math error, you just don't say, oh, why 1/0 is undefined? Oh, because it's math error in my calculator. No, because you cannot define what it is. Either it's infinity or negative infinity. It can be both. And if you see, let me check the, yeah, undefined. Okay, agree, undefined. Cool. Wait. Let's just check the. So this is the GeoGebra I need to share with the online students. Where's online students for here? Okay, so maybe I haven't showed you before the how to use the GeoGebra. So basically, the GeoGebra, you have some of um, functions, of variables, numbers. You can type in with your keyboard directly, or if you need some help to make some symbols, make some annotations, math notations, you can also do that. You can also use the sum function, trigonometric, write some text, write some symbols. Okay, so if I try to put 1, okay, so this is where the undefined. If you look at the graph, okay, At the 0, you have going up, going down. Okay, this is pretty basic and important, and it is also um, a good visual helping your entry for calculus. Okay, later in your calculus class, you will know why this is important. Because when you have the how to say that limit, okay, when you approach from here, it goes here. When you approach from here, it goes positive. So it goes negative and it goes positive when you approach point 0. Okay, so at least, okay, in this class, I already mentioned why there is undefined. Okay. There's another question that I want to ask, but I think later. So um, I need to check the online students. Okay, online students, do you have any questions so far? Okay. Yeah, that's why I need to go back to really basic why we are associating something with numbers and why we need to set some rules, because it's pretty much basic for math. Okay, like how do you know the pattern, how to set the patterns, and why actually why the mathematicians they find the complex number for what the real number. Actually, some of the story, they don't want to find it because they know they will have a problem. But they need to find because they cannot further progressing their math. So that's why. Uh, I will tell you later for a complex number, but I want to go a little bit um, trying uh, to check whether you are familiar with some math notations, and then how to solve linear equations, quadratic, and also the inequality. Okay. So I will start with some questions. I will start with some questions. And the online students, you can also try um, on your notes, on your paper, and use your pen or pencil. Okay, solve the equation. Um, I just want to know how your background is. It doesn't mean that I disrespect you, but I just want to know how you are progressing. Because could or could not, it's not represent your intelligence. Okay, that's you need to differentiate that. Okay, so try to solve the equations. And online students, you can type in the answer if you already finished solving the equations. So I have the square root of 3 minus square root of x plus 5, and all of it is equal to. Yeah, I think most of you are correct, online students. Oh yeah, wait. Square root of 3 minus square root of x plus 5. Should be easy, right? Or huh? Okay, you know, or with, did you have any idea, like clue for how? Okay, good. You fine? Okay. Get the answer? No, not yet. Get the answer. Why? Why? Okay. Hmm? So, mhm. Mhm. Can I move here? Yeah, 4, right? Yeah. This 3, I can move here, right? Hmm. And then you can square, right? Why? Why? Can you square -1? Okay. Okay, good. Oh, no? Okay, good. Okay, I need to check the online students. Why do you think it should not be -4, online students? Okay. Okay, let's doing all of this, okay? Okay. So every time you see a square root, okay, and it's already say that the square root is 2, it's already fixed that all will be, oh, okay. So when you see the square root and it's already fixed that this is the +2, so that means it's it's already been established as a positive, then you can do whatever you want with the square root. The idea is, okay, how to remove the square root? Squared, right? If I squared the left side, I need to square the right side, right? Okay, let's do that. So it become what? Remove the square root. So only 3 minus x plus 5, right? And then 4. Yeah. Y plus minus 4. Plus minus, you need to plus minus if you have the square root something, and you need to check the inside of that square root, it will be plus minus. But we have already established in this equation that all the square of this whole thing is already positive. So it's already positive. Okay. So you can square both of this. You get this. So I will move this 3 goes here, right? And then what is happening now? It's negative. Can you square negative something? Can you square? Not square root, not square root. Okay, I know what you are thinking, but yeah. So if I have -1 squared, I can square this into 1, right? The positive number. Okay. So squared become positive, right? So it become x plus 5 for 1. So x is Okay, wait a minute. I need to check. Okay. Okay, another questions. I need to check. Hmm, I have three. To solve these equations, you can also try online students to solve. You already solve the equations. Write down um, what is x for the second question. So this is number one. This is number two. Oh, sorry, I haven't shared to your screen. Wait. Okay, here's number two. Sorry. Let's try number two. Okay, online students. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. The first thing is what is those two lines in x minus 4? Absolute value. What does absolute value mean? Yeah, every value in positive in this absolute value are positive, right? So you have two possibility. Either inside is positive or negative. So that's why you have to answer in the positive and negative. Okay, okay. Good. Online students. Yeah. Most of you are correct. Well, wait. Okay, so absolute value is, so if you have this x minus 4, wait, so you have, first is all positive, and second is, um, usually students make mistake for this negative positives. To help you avoid that mistake, imagine this is the brackets. So first bracket is all positive, and second, you have the bracket again and make negative. So actually, this is all is negative x plus 4 actually. But to make things easier, make a bracket and put the negative part. So 3x, so first case, okay, 3x minus 4 is 10. So 3x, 12, 10. So we skip it to here, right? Okay, this goes here and divide by 3. The second case, 3, let's say I have this part. Okay, I think it's 3x plus 12 is 10. Uh, so x will be, it's all positive, right? Okay, everything good? Okay. Because absolute value you will also find later in calculus. Okay. Next part, let's try this. Seems difficult, but let's try. It is number 3. Try number 3. And for those new students who just joined, please check the Moodle system. Okay. I think you need to check every week. Okay? And my suggestion is integrating the university email with your personal email. So that's when any information from the school, you will get notice in your personal email. And I also put all the content in the Moodle system, including the recording. So all of this video presentation will be recorded. I've recorded now, and the record will be uploaded to YouTube, and I will share the link with you and I put in the Moodle system. Okay, so you have x with the power of 4. Um, x with the power of 4 minus 3x squared plus 2 is 0. Hmm. How can we solve this? Hmm. Okay, good, good. But any idea how to solve? Okay, okay. It seems this x with the power of 4 is intimidating, right? It's quite, seems, yeah. Okay. Um, if you solve the see the right side now. Okay, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay. How usually you solve the right one? How usually? Yeah, the quadratic. You can use at least several way. Okay, you can use the factoring and the, how to say it, complete the standard form. But I will tell you later about this. And then the third one is you say quadratic formula, right? The name, and you remember by your heart, right? X. This one, right? At least 3 ways you can solve the quadratic functions. You can factoring, get complete standard form, you can have quadratic formula. That's for quadratic function. But we have x with power 4. Hmm. Can I make like this? Would it be like quadratic? If I x squared, It's the same thing as x4, but it's x squared squared, right? So I have something in squared, which is pretty similar to quadratic. So maybe we can solve these whole equations. Just imagine it being quadratic. Okay? So let's try to solve it. So when you open the factoring, you write the bracket, it's equal 0. And then, or if you are like, you feel intimidated with the squared, maybe you can just say squared is a. So a squared minus 3a plus 2. The same as quadratic functions, right? And then you can write down your squared. So plus 2. So you need to add, it becomes -3. When you multiply, it becomes plus 2. So it's, I think, this one, right? Anyone agree? Agree? So x squared is equal 1, x squared equal 2. And this is when you need to consider, when you need to find just x, okay? Then you have the square root 1. But because you don't know which one is it, you need to include all the things that it can be considered. It can be considered negative, it can be considered positive. And you can also consider this as, or this is pretty much 1, and this is square root of 2. Plus minus, don't forget plus minus. Okay? Okay. One more question, and I can continue some sections. One more questions. Let me check online students. Okay, good, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the answer is plus minus 1 and plus minus square root of 2. Yeah, yeah, most of you are correct, I think. The other questions, number 4. Um, let me check here. Okay. Wow. You have a rational functions with a symbol of, it's not equal, but unequal, right? Equal and less or equal. Yeah. Yeah, we are doing a little bit algebra. Okay, algebra. Do you know what is called algebra? And what does it mean, literally? Yeah, it's from the from Arabic words algebra. It's from like the textbook that written in Arabic names. The literal meaning is to fix a broken parts. Yeah, to fix a broken parts. The whole text is I forget ilm aljabar, and I think mukabala. Mukabala means balancing. So fix the broken parts and balance it. So that's why you have like equal. You have to fix it. Yeah, that's how we got the algebra, and why this is called algebra operation. We fix things and make it balance. Okay, checking the situation here. Um, hmm, hmm. Okay, online students, are you sure that is the answer? Oh, okay, Michelle, good. Yeah, good, Michelle. Okay, this is where things got a little bit complex. But as long as you know the foundation, you should be okay. So 2x minus 3 over x plus 1 equal or less 1. I need to check how you are doing. This one is this or... Oh, okay, good, good, good. Good. Okay. Any idea? No? Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hmm. Okay. 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 Any idea? Okay. Okay, online students. Most of you are correct, online students. Okay, let me show you how. Okay. Okay, first thing first, okay, you have 2x minus 3 over x plus 1 less or equal 1. Okay. Okay, can you multiply this x plus 1 to this side? Can you multiply? And it will be... Okay, no, no, no. Okay, again, fractions are in rational functions, because first we need to know where this x is come from. Okay, that is the actually the idea of next section, the functions. So in functions, you see something called domain. Domain is where is x comes from. Okay? And this x goes into some, let's say a machine, it's called a function, and it will reproduce the y, right? That is the range. So domain and range. So you need to consider the domain in this equation. So the safest way to solve this inequality is make it all in the same side. So you need to move this one and make it there. And then tweak your denominator. Okay, so x, yeah. So x minus 4 will move here. X minus 4 will right here. Goes here. X minus 4 over x plus 1 less or equal 0. And then when you have x equal -1, you see here. So when you see the rational function, you need to see all the things that make 0. So for example, in x minus 4, if you have x4, then the whole equation is 0. So this is called the zeros, meaning the x that makes all the things 0. Okay? And when you have this -1, okay, so this is why I called before the importance of domain. Okay? So if you see this -1 here, it will be undefined. Okay? It will be undefined. So x equal 4 is zeros. So because we are dealing with the less or equal, so it is included in our solution. Okay? And then, okay, for all inequality problem, okay, what I suggest is try to draw the line number. It will be easier. Okay, easier. So you have -1 and you have 4. But this -1 is a whole, while the fourth having positive. So the answer to this question is should be in here. Or you can check. You can check the signs when you have the -2, uh, -2 here. Okay, plug into here. It's negative. Negative should be positive, right? So all things here is positive. Try 5. 5 is also positive. So here. And try 0. 0 is in between -1 and 4. 0 is here. So it's negative, right? And we need to have less or equal. Okay? Less, it means negative of 0. So this is our answer. So the answer will be, you can write this, or you can write the notations like, let me move this up. You can have -1, x, 4. It can be also the answer. Okay. Okay, any questions so far? I will give you a couple of minutes and I will share the QR code one more time for the online students because some of them just coming now. Okay, online students, if you have any questions, you can type in your chat box. Everything clear? Uh, okay, okay. So I will move a little bit and maybe explain a little bit some. I think I will go for inequality, and then we can move to the next section next week. Okay, we'll stop this screen for a moment and I will give you the QR code for online students who haven't attended. Okay, for the online students, you can check your screen and you see the QR code. Please scan with your smartphone and okay, Michelle, you asked the graphic calculators. Yes, it's allowed, but in exam, no. Okay, but if you want to use it for study or any class, that's okay. Okay, for the online students, check your screen and scan the QR code. Okay. Okay, have you done scanning the QR code? Anyone has a problem? Okay, please do scan the QR code. I will give you a couple of minutes to scan the QR code. Okay, finish scanning. And is any of you need QR code for adding this course, or you have all registered in my class? If you need, please tell me and I will give you the authorization code for the class. But I think you are already scan the QR code, right? Okay, please wait a moment. I need to check. Okay, if my battery got below 5, we can end our session. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Let me write this. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to charge. I will close for a moment. So if I will, so don't go anywhere for online students. Okay. Okay, you're still there. Okay. Please wait a moment, maybe 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then we can continue. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Uh, so first is this equation should be should be positive. Okay, I wrote wrong equation before, and then now we need to try to solve this. I prefer, okay, if I want to solve this inequality, I'm factorize this part first. Uh, should be plus, right? So um, I can draw the line number. So every time you see an inequality, you factorize the quadratic function, write down your presumably your interval, and then check your signs. I believe this should be if you have 0, it should be positive, right? If you have more than 3, it should be positive. If you have like in the between, you can check this, but it should be this. It should be negative, right? And it's also the same thing when you have like this. Okay, you have this. Okay, it's already factorized in the form, but what you need to think is what is the zeros? Okay, the zeros for the x is when x equal 0. So when x equals 0, it will become 0, right? And then when x equal 1 here, and when x equal 3. Okay? So what 0, 1, 3. Okay? This is called, by the way, the repeated factor, because you see x minus 1, x minus 1 2 times. And then this is non-linear equalities. And then start using the line equations. Because it is less than 0, we need to make a whole 1, 3. Okay. Any negative part will become positive. If you try to check the sign, more than 3 is also positive. If you check 2, it will become negative when 2 minus 3 is negative. And in between 0 and 1, you have try half here. I believe it should be negative if you check. It's negative here. So the solution will be 0, 1. So this is the solution. Okay. Another thing is if you have the rational, this is like we've done before, solve it through this way. And then make this denominator same. So you will have 2x. And then start your line number. You can have zeros, or I can write here. Zeros is 0 and 1. So this is x equals 0 and 1. So when x is 0, when you put 0 here, it becomes 0, all the things here. When you put x is equal 1, then actually it will become undefined. So in the line number, you have 0 and you have 1 with whole here. And check these signs. Check the negative, it will be negative. Check like half, it will be positive. And more than 1 will be negative. So here is the answer. So the answer will be, the solution will be the from 0 to 1, but not including 1. Okay, one more thing. This is the inequality with quotient. And the other thing is absolute value. This is have this, then you have the positive one and negative one. And then you check both. Check both. Okay, that is, I think, enough for today's class. And the next session, I will go either from the basic of function and maybe go some algebra for quadratic. Okay, so I will stop the recording. Okay, thank you for online students. Oh, sorry. You should able before, but sorry, I cannot bring you this QR code. So I will stop the recording and